Well, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. But you knew that already, didn't you? Well, it's an interesting time we live in, isn't it? Yeah. 2017 theme for the Centers for Spiritual Living is value-based spiritual living. We stand together in a shared commitment and devotion to our spiritual principles, practices, and values. The theme for this month is a world that works for everyone. Wow, is that timely? How did they plan that, right? And the August values are love, compassion, and caring. Today's title is Kindness Towards Ourselves. Well, I'd like you to know that we're celebrating a milestone today. Today is my 200 days at the podium. So, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here. This is such an honor and a privilege for me, and I found a new home. So I thought that it was timely in what's going on right now to take you back to 1953. This is originally published in the Science of Mind magazine, written by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And this is entitled A Prayer for My Country. And I urge you to look up what was going on in 1953 when he was prompted to write this. It was a total, times change, but I'll let you look at that. So he writes this: my prayer for my country. Believing in the divine destiny of the United States of America and the preservation of liberty, security, and self-expression for all, I offer this, my prayer for my country. I know that divine intelligence governs the destiny of the United States of America, directing the thought and the activity of all who guide its affairs. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are the gifts of freedom and the divine heritage of everyone in this country, that they are now operating in the affairs of every individual in this country. I know that divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of the people of this country, causing it to know that economic security may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual self-expression. I know that no one can believe or be led to believe that personal freedom must be surrendered in order to ensure economic security for all. The all-knowing mind contains the answer to every problem which confronts this country. I know that every leader in this country is now directed by this all-knowing mind and has the knowledge of a complete solution to every problem. Each is impelled to act upon this knowledge to the end that abundance, security, and peace shall come to all. And I know that the spiritual democracy shall endure, guaranteeing to everyone in this country personal liberty, happiness, and self-expression. And so it is. Isn't that a great prayer Dr. Holmes wrote in 1953, published in the Science of Mind magazine? You know that little magazine, Science of Mind, has been in continuous publication for over 90 years now. Yeah, when certain groups come into my door and they want to talk about their magazine, I pull mine out. Mine's been in print a little longer than yours. You want to talk about mine? Want to talk about mine? They're like, X, don't go to that door. But I love to talk, religion or spirituality with anyone that would love to discuss it. It just, once I start putting my views out, sometimes they kind of move along if they're not open to that. Well, today's talk is kindness towards ourselves, and I'd like to put out the idea of practicing God quality love. God quality love. Think about that. Let it filter in. What is God quality love? We embrace love as the self-givingness of God to all creation, moving through us into expression as compassion, caring, and mutual respect, and kindness. Remember kindness? I know you do. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. We express interest in and support for the well-being of ourselves and others. We express unconditional love when observing the suffering of others and do what we can to give aid and show compassion. We're taught in practitioner studies the difference between being compassionate and saying, oh, you poor thing. There's a difference in how if we say, I understand what you're walking through. I may not have walked what you have walked, but I can understand how that feels and compassionate about it, rather than sympathetic. And, if you go to a practitioner and they were to say, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever heard anybody say, get a new practitioner. We listen with love and say, isn't that interesting? I'm here with you, and there is a way through this, and together we will find that way. We say that God is love and that we have our being in the body of God. Logically, that would make us emanations of love if and as we allow that God quality to express. And there's the rub. If we don't allow it to express, if we filter it through our belief system that may be limiting that expression of love. If we have conditional love, well, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. Love is the foundation of kindness and caring. We will be kind and compassionate to the degree that we embody the quality, the God quality of love. God quality love. I want you to remember that. God quality love. Can you love with God quality love? I know you can, or you wouldn't be here, right? We often erect barriers to the expression of the divine within us because everything flows from us as an expression of what we allow to flow to us, loving ourselves enough to be kind to ourselves. So the following are a few quotes that I've collected about this God quality love. Science of Mind, page 220. The God of love cannot hear the prayer of the one who fails to love. Love is the venue in which we live. Love is what everything is. Just like the fish saying, where's the water? When we are in the water, we are the water, right? Where's the love? We are the love. Look no further than hands and feet. Science of Mind, page 478. Love is the central flame of the universe, nay, the very flame itself. It is written that God is love and that we are his, its expressed likeness, an image of the eternal being. Love is self-givingness through creation, the impartation of the divine through the human. Love is an essence, an atmosphere which defies analysis, as does life itself. It is that which is and cannot be explained. It is common to all people, to all animal life, and evident in the response of plants to those who love them. People reign supreme over love. Love reigns supreme over all. We are love. The essence of love, while elusive, pervades everything, fires the heart, stimulates the emotion, renews the soul, and proclaims the spirit. Only love knows love, and love knows only love. Words cannot express its depths or meaning. And in the book Richer Living, 365 Days of Richer Living by Dr. Ernest Holmes, he said, we should believe that God is the invisible partner in our lives and affirm that divine love goes before us and prepares the way. Isn't that powerful? So what is love? Let's go a little deeper here. I want to talk about something that this God quality love. First, let's talk about the two kinds of love, okay? I love key lime pie. Okay? Just let you know. Yes, we have a couple takers. But imagine what you love, okay? Now, the opposite, for example, is that I dislike snails. I mean, snails are great in the garden, but I don't want to eat them. Right? I'm sure that they're a great delicacy if you're into that. But the idea of it just for me is I'm using it for this analogy. So, and some of you that have had snails and love them, God bless you. It's maybe something I just don't know about, but I don't think I'll have. Not this trip around, okay? But so you see the difference between key lime pie and snails, right? Okay. It gives you something in your mind's eye that you can really work with as something I really like and something that's not tasteful to me, right? This is a human sort of love, which always has the potential to have an opposite. I love this one, but dislike the other one, right? So let's go even deeper. Then we have what I call God quality love, which is the positive, unconditional type of love, regardless of anything. We are held by this God quality love, this universal presence. Call it God, Great Spirit, Source Energy, Christ consciousness, whatever you choose to call it, no matter what. This God quality love is complete and has nothing outside of itself, and so it has no opposite. God only loves, no matter what. Key lime pie and snails. God loves it all. Thank God for God. Like a mother's love for her child times a billion. Times a billion, uncountable times, is the love that God is. God loves so much that it created out of itself your very being. It's incredible to fathom, but think about this. We are made in the image and likeness of God, and so we are called to love as God loves, fully and completely and unconditionally, as though life were only key lime pie and never snails. Think about it. Think about it. There was no this and something else. There's this as everything. God quality love. Ernest Holmes said, and I'm paraphrasing, that we are not to deny the condition, but to declare the condition has no power over us. Think about that. It's not, well, that's just not happening, I'm not going to look at it. It's, I see it, but that's not what I believe. You have no power over me. When life is looking snailish, it is the time to ask ourselves how well we are embodying the God quality love. We need to declare our unconditional positive regard for all things. Then begin to look for how that particular snail experience is teaching us to love more fully, to find the God quality love within everything. So I invite you. I mean, this week I saw a lot of snail stuff. I didn't like it. I don't like that feeling. But when I can introduce God quality love into it, not to look away from it, but to look through it, to knowing that there needs to be more love in it, I'm part of the solution. I'm part of the healing. The minute we go us and them, and again, this isn't to affirm that anything's right or wrong, but it's not to give them any more power, not to give it, the situation we're looking at, any more power, and to introduce God quality love. God quality love. So let's go even deeper now with this, okay? You ready? You with me? Tally-ho. Which kind of love do I practice with myself? Ooh, ouch. And I had to ouch myself on this, because we're our best and worst critics. Want to know how good you are at practicing unconditional God quality love for yourself and others? Listen to your own self-talk. What kind of internal chatter is going on? What's happening in your head? Are you speaking lovingly to and about yourself and others? Or are you picking things apart? Stop it. Stop it. Stop picking things apart. Now, it takes some training to, in the midst of picking things apart, to stop that train of thought and go, God quality love. God quality love. And it's okay at first, or for some whatever reason, my human mind defaults to picking things apart. I see something and I want to make it better, so I pick it apart. But when I know, my human mind gets to a point where it's like, I don't even know what to do with this. God quality love can come in and go, I don't have to. God quality love has got this. I may not understand it in my human self, but I know the spiritual essence. As I introduce God quality love, it's handled. It's a great practice. It's a great filter to build within yourself. God quality love. It's powerful. 1 billion times stronger than a mother's love. Is there such a thing? I mean, mother's love is, have you ever seen a grizzly bear mom? You want to stay away. Everyone runs the other way. So how do you regard yourself when you've made some silly mistake? What is your first thought? I'm so bad at this. Or what an idiot. Or I never get this right. Or I always do something wrong like this. What if you were to say, wow, look at how creative I am. Wow, I've said this before. You messed that up better than I've seen anybody else mess that up before. I'm going to get my camera out and take a picture of that because I want to remember how creatively genius I am at messing things up. And if you've messed some stuff up in your life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So does this approach attach more keen pie consciousness, or does it breed more snailishness into our lives? That's what I want to ask. Is this snailish, or is this key lime pie-ish? Just ask yourself when you're in the midst of a situation, go, key lime pie, key lime pie. I'm going to create God quality love. I'm going to turn it all into key lime pie energy. And if you've had really good key lime pie, you know what I'm talking about. You know that feeling that comes over you when you lose track of time and space. Because we are always planting seeds of either positive situation or seeds of doubt and division in our own hearts, let's get really clear on what we're doing, because all those seeds grow. All seeds grow. Now, there may be a couple that don't, that are cracked or that are dried up or that don't have the right energy, but we need to know what we're thinking. And do we want to experience the result of what we're thinking? Be very careful. We must begin to learn how to be keenly aware of our self-talk, because it is likely to manifest in our experience. God quality love, snailishness. So, here's the key. Here's the big metaphysical dynamite for you today. Awareness is the key to being kind to ourselves. If in the midst of you thinking challenging thoughts can stop yourself and say, wait, that's snailish. God quality love. God quality love. Always God quality love. And you know, it takes the consciousness of a saint to do this. But you have saintly potential. I know this about you. You were not made out of junk. And God don't make no junk. Everyone is an intricate piece, a fabric of the same puzzle. And you have a mission. Your being here is fulfilling that mission. We may not know exactly what it is, but we have reasons beyond our conscious knowledge that we are here for. And as we start to look at everything in our lives with this unconditional God quality love, we grow that in the world. Each one of us is a divine potential for growing God quality love. We have enough people in this room that if we all started thinking this way 100%, the entire universe is changing because of it. And I believe that's what's happening. Everything unlike it is coming up before us in the world that needs to be healing. That's why we're seeing a lot of snailish. Yes, thank you. But if we can see it rightly, if we can see through the snailishness into the God quality love that sits beneath the surface, we can pull that forward and grow it. So awareness is the key. The negative self-talk cycle draws us more and more away from the experience of God quality love, unity, and the love of life. As within, so without. If you don't go within, you go without. That reminds me of a joke. My friend, sorry, these metaphysical jokes. My friend came to me and she says, you know, I've been studying really hard and I'm starting to get this really key connection to the universe, and I think I'm a medium. I said, wow, that's powerful. I've been doing a lot of work myself, and I'm still an extra large. Sorry, I just had to throw that in. It's the key lime pie, yes. So, back to our talk. We cannot begin to embody God quality love for others or for circumstances until we're able to embody this God quality love for ourselves. We need to see our life as that tingling sensation when we're feeling the God quality love of being loved at depth. Not just being loved, but being love itself. Imagine you are a love generator. You are, or you wouldn't be in this room. You are a love generator. Now, unfortunately, we can also be a snail generator. But as we turn our attention to what we choose to be, do, and have, turn away from what we don't want, not to deny it, but not to give it any more power, because metaphysics says that your attention, energy flows where your attention goes. What are you attending to? Snail? Key lime pie. And this isn't to judge. This is just to get clear so we know what we're thinking. If we're not in control of our thinking, there's a word for that. Crazy. Now, we're all a little bit crazy. It's okay to be crazy. It's just that if we always think that way, then we need to go to the padded room place. It's when we can't reel ourselves in. We need to reel ourselves in and go, God quality love, key lime pie consciousness here. So, the master teacher Jesus said, our first job is to love God, and the second is to love others as we love ourselves. The key to this spiritual practice lies at the end of the sentence. We must start by loving ourselves as God loves us. Can we do that? We must duplicate the nature of God as love in our own hearts and minds. As we stand in the conviction of unconditional positive regard for ourselves, those seeds are planted and we begin to reap the rich harvest of perfect God quality love. Wow. It's powerful. God quality love is so powerful. So think again about what you say to yourself when you've made some silly mistake. Imagine the God quality love speaking to you. What would it say in the face of your mistake? Probably nothing different than what the divine has always told us, which is, you are my beloved, and I am well pleased. It's so powerful. You are my beloved. I love you 1,000,000,000 times stronger than a mother's love, which is, just gives me goosebumps thinking about eating key lime pie all the time and not getting a pound, right? So in conclusion, God is our invisible partner, and God cannot hear the prayer of the one who fails to love. Love deeply and forgive completely, and forgive yourself completely. Start within by practicing this God quality love, that perfect and unconditional love and regard for ourselves until it spills out from our hearts into our lives and into the hearts and lives of others. In this way, we become a surrendered instrument, the perfect conduit through which the ultimate love flows. God quality love. So it is. Thank you. So let's think about God quality love in our prayer today, shall we? So taking just a minute to get clear. Can you take the lights down just a little bit for us? Thank you. So there is a power. There is a quality of love. Whatever you choose to believe that God is for you, whatever name you choose it to be, Christ consciousness, higher power, great spirit, source energy, whatever it is for you, bringing it to the forefront of our consciousness now. We unite with that energy. We are one with the all that is, because we are a part of, not apart from it. We are it in divine form. And as such, I speak my word of prayer, knowing that there is something wonderful happening in each and every situation. And as we draw that God quality love into every situation, a so-called healing takes place, a revealing of the truth. A connection is now made, and the switch has been flipped to the on position. Imagine a switch being flipped to the on position. And as such, everything that's needed in every situation is now flowing perfectly. The healing, all the cells in the body, bringing the healing that is needed in every situation for perfect health. Whatever situation may be going on in your life, that the right connection is now made and a healing is the result right here and right now. I know that as we speak our word as love in form, love is the answer to every question. No matter what the appearance, no matter what it may look like. Again, this is not to deny, but to not give any challenge, any misunderstood situation, any power. Because the power of God is mightier than anything that is. It is the very love that we experience as our life. There is no situation that enough love will not heal. So we bring that magnificent energy into form right here and right now. I am so grateful. I am so thankful. My heart overflows with the love of the universe and spills out into everything. And in that spilling out of love, healing and revealing of truth naturally occur. So we claim that in our lives right here and right now, saying yes to love, yes to life, yes to truth. Again, we are so grateful for this time, this space, and this place to remember who we are in a way that makes sense, that allows the miraculous energy of healing to become the everyday event in our lives. So we let go. We completely release these words into that living, loving law of God where it is done. I let go and I let God be God in me, as me. And it is done, as we affirm together by saying, and so it is.